Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Atrax.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, December 8th, 2022. You can find this 179 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Rumble, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away.
You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/MarcusB814. Click on playlist, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom! Every episode past and present right at your fingertips.
You can watch me play video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can watch me play video games every single Monday night, except for last Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And you can watch me continue the Monday Night Vibes at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/A_Atrax.
And we're all on social media. I am at MarcusB814.
I'm at Atrax_A.
And I'm at Nick Vern, that's an ACKVR. And in this week's episode, we have all three hosts, and it's just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
We can make it if we try, just the three of us. But no, seriously, KittyKissz was supposed to come on the show, but had technical difficulties because Zencaster doesn't work that great since the new update, and it would not recognize his microphone. And yeah, so here we are. Marcus?
Wah, wah.
Did you have a point to make?
We need new software. I think it's time we try something else because this is like the third time this shit's happened.
Yeah.
And the first time it was me, and I completely lost my mind.
I could tell.
Like I went full meltdown mode. Like I was ready to, like with me with a controller. Like I can snap a controller with my two hands in half. I was about to do it with my laptop, and I finally just shut it off, walked away, and said, "You know what? Sorry, Emrys, we're going to record another day."
Yeah, it is what it is.
So
There you go.
it's so funny you guys asked me what I've been up to. Thanks so much.
I was going to ask Atrax actually, but sure, you can cut the line.
Yeah, I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
cut.
Marcus.
I'm cutting because I'm so excited to talk about it. So last week, as I said, I was going to play something new over the weekend, and I did. I did not play Destiny on Sunday night. I actually played SWTOR, and Atrax called me out because I said it's down to like these three games, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to play this." And he's like, "There's no chance that you're going to play this fucking game."
Yeah, that
You're
choice
gonna
was an
play
illusion.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get busy. Like, you're not gonna have time to figure it out. And when it's stream time, you're just gonna play SWTOR.
Because it's already downloaded and queued up and ready to go.
Not even that. Like that's just what you want to play. Deep down, I know it's always on the list, and it's just I'm not playing Destiny. I could play Call of Duty. I could try Need for Speed. Well, but I could go back to SWTOR. I didn't do this in SWTOR yet. I didn't do that. I was like, yeah, you're just gonna go back, 100%.
So funny you say that. I never have done the Republic side story from Osis on, so I started to do that, and I started to play it, and I had some fun. But what I will say about my experience was that I needed like a little bit more. And I don't mean like content wise. It just going from playing Destiny to SWTOR is a very drastic change in pace.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because of that, like I needed to really like emphasize my gameplay.
Okay.
But I did enjoy myself. I am going to continue playing it because I would like to get my character up to level 80 just so I can raid, which in turn, so as you guys know, on Wednesday nights, I've been getting together with Nick and my uncle, Nick's dad, for kind of like a guys' night. We get down at his house. Yeah, and he's got an epic bar, giant 86-inch TV, and like we watch shows, have a
Full
drink.
surround sound.
He's like a world-class chef, so he cooks this fucking crazy food for us all the time.
Yep.
But
I've seen the pictures. It's wild.
yeah, so on the Snapchat,
Yes.
yeah,
Which I still think you should get involved with.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
what's
I'm
up
too
with
late
that?
to it. I think I just have to let it go because it's going
You're
away.
never too late. If it's not too late for me to switch from Android to Apple, it's not too late for you to
Yeah.
download a free app on your phone.
When you
it's
switch,
it's just hard drive space.
when you get an iPhone, we will talk about me getting the Snapchat. Anyways, but what I was going to say is, so this Wednesday, yesterday, guys' night was canceled because Nick is sick, as you can hear. He sounds like he's Darth Vader, and
Anyways.
that mic has to be clean now.
Oh, definitely.
Disinfectant.
I've got the Lysol over there.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I said so anyway like 1,000 times.
You have.
So there was no guys' night, so I didn't know what to do, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll log into SWOTOR. I didn't want to play Destiny because I didn't want to be alert. Like, I just wanted to chill. Like, I'm going to quote Atrax. I just wanted a chill vibe night, man. Like, just chill.
Wanted to vibe, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted
100%.
to vibe out. And so I decided to play SWOTOR. Well, as soon as I logged in, Albus messaged me, or Mal messaged me and said, hey, can you tank tonight? And I was like, well,
These are not chill vibe.
no, they're not. Nick has his party lights on.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't have a tank that's leveled up. And they're like, well, you can do the combat system where you can switch things. I wasn't into it. So I ended up raiding last night in SWOTOR. It was really fun to hang out with my friends that I haven't played games with in a long time. And like, just the conversations, like, you know, what I miss the most about raiding is hanging out with your friends and eating a sleeve of Oreos.
Oh yeah.
Because it's such a different vibe, because like in an MMO, everything is done with my mouse. I walk with my mouse. All my buttons are mapped to the side of the mouse.
This is the way you play that game is like,
yeah, it's super lounge-tastic. Like, if you think about the guy who in South Park playing World of Warcraft, that's how I play SWOTOR.
Right.
That's how I play WoW, though.
Right. I just use one hand and the other one's for the sleeve of Oreos.
Just slouch
exactly,
down.
Nick.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nick pulled up his shirt halfway, his gut was hanging out.
Right.
He's leaning back playing the game. Anyway, but I ended up raiding and it was a lot of fun. But I will say, even though I don't raid anymore, I don't know if I could go back to doing story mode all the time. Like, I literally at one point I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this over again. And it brought back all like those vibes of like, of just like monotonous smashing of buttons. So what did I do? I intentionally tried to kill the group as much as I could. So they would jump in and they were fighting like NPCs. I would run over to the other side of the map and throw my sabers at another group and bring them all over to try to kill us.
That's funny.
Ah, yes. The classic Ryu method of pull everything.
Ryu would do that too.
Oh yeah, the people's tank was Ryu's nickname. Still is Ryu's nickname.
The people's tank.
Yeah, he taught me it's SWOTOR. What you do is, as soon as the group is just about done with the current pull, you just pull another. Just pull another. And if we die, that's okay. We know that we pulled just a little too much. We'll pull a little bit less next time.
That's
right,
funny.
Exactly. So that's what I was doing. And it was fun because everybody on the team, except there's like probably like 3 people on the team that had like acted like raided with me for a long time. Everybody was like, why are you pulling so many people? And I'm just laughing in the background. I'm starting the fight as the Marauder before everybody's ready. Like, I was that guy. Right.
That's great. Your classic Leroy Jenkins move.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was really fun to do it. But like, if I ever started raiding again in SWOTOR again, I would have to do hard mode and like progress that way. Like, I don't need to do Nightmare again, but like,
Yeah, I understand. You got to have some level of challenge.
so, moving forward in SWOTOR, I think I am going to play SWOTOR on Sundays for at least until like Christmas. I would like to catch my character up on the Republic side to the new stuff. I probably won't be able to finish the Flashpoint of the only content that's come out this year, but I know it's bugged, but hopefully it's getting fixed. Anyway,
and SOTOR Sunday has a nice vibe or ring to it.
well, I don't want to name it that. I'm just going to do that for a couple weeks just to break it up.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Then this weekend I am not streaming on Saturday because my daughter is in a gymnastics meet in Danbury, Connecticut, which is like an hour and a half for me. So actually it's Sunday, but we're driving down Saturday. I got a hotel room that has an indoor pool heated.
Ooh.
So I'm going to take the kids and we're going to go jump in the pool and swim around. I'll look like a beached whale in the water or like, but the kids will have fun.
That's great.
And then the next morning is the gymnastics meet. Hopefully we're home by noontime. End up being a great weekend. We got the new season in Destiny this week on Tuesday. All right. I was really like burnt out on Destiny this season, which was the first time ever I was burnt out on it. Usually I don't get burnt on the game, and I actually, and like there's stuff I haven't done, but the last season I actually felt like, what do I do now? And I just like lost motivation to play it. Maybe it's because like all the YouTubers and stuff were just talking negatively. Maybe I just don't have that core fire team.
Yeah.
That I play with all the time to like do those cool missions that I never did. Like all of those extra things, I was burnt. But we got the new season. It's the season of the Seraph. What's cool about it is the next season is the next expansion in February. So everything we're doing is about to like dive into the expansion. Like end of season is going to be probably like the intro quest to the expansion. Like shit's going to go down at the end of the season, which makes me excited. And then so I did that. The new weekly event seems pretty fun. I'll dive more into it this weekend, probably tomorrow, because the new dungeon comes out tomorrow. I was supposed to do the dungeon Saturday night, but because I'm going to the gymnastics thing, that may get pushed to maybe Sunday or maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure, Monday. I got to figure it out. But either way, fun stuff. I will talk more about that stuff after Atrax. What's up, dude? How's the job?
What's up? It's good, man. It's good. Mornings are really tough. Like really, really tough. It's not been fun.
It's
You
typically
you're not a morning person.
I'm not.
You're usually you're awake in the early hours because you haven't gotten to bed yet, not because you wake up early.
Yeah,
Right.
and like physically my body does not want to get up, and it fights me every step of the way getting out the door, but I make it, and I haven't been late yet, so that's good. Hopefully I can keep that up. 7 a.m. start time, and I've enjoyed it though. Like as soon as I'm there, then I'm there, and we're moving stuff around, and all the typical warehouse things. My body's pretty sore coming home though, but I'll get used to that. I've been pretty lazy the past 2 years, like sitting at a desk all day, every day, pretty much.
Right.
But here's the most important question. Did you get a paycheck yet?
Yeah, today was my first paycheck, and it was
Whoa.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was a very small one. It was only like 4 days, and one of them was like a half day because it was like my first day filling out paperwork and everything. But yeah, it was very much in one hand, out the other, because like all the stacked up bills had to just get sent out. But
That's okay.
I'll tomorrow. I'm saving myself, and tomorrow will be the day that I like kind of celebrate because it'll be like Friday, first full week, got a paycheck.
Do you guys get paid
celebrate.
every week?
Good times. No, 2 weeks.
Every 2
Okay.
weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Me too.
Yeah, I think that's how most places do it. There are some places, I guess, that do.
I prefer weekly, but I'm used to the 2 weeks now. You just have
Yeah.
to like make sure you plan things out accordingly.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit more budgeting, but
I-
that's fine. It is what it is.
But after a month of it, you're gonna be like, this is pretty sweet. Every 2 weeks, getting a sweet ass check.
Yeah, exactly. Something steady. The Twitch money is very volatile.
Oh god, yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been great. The people that I work with are awesome, and the job itself is not. I mean, being new, you're like learning everything, so it's a lot to keep track of, and there's like, oh well, we have like this type of paperwork and that and the other thing, like all the different things that you have to
Yes.
learn. Where as soon as that becomes second nature, then the tiredness kind of like you exert less energy because it's just,
Yeah.
proceed as normal. So I'll be less tired as things go on. But yeah, it's been good, but it's been pretty rough. But when I finally get home from a hard day's work, it's been awesome to have some great games and some great shows to watch. I've been watching the show that just came out on Netflix to the 29th, I think, of November, something like that. It's called Wednesday. It's
Oh yeah. Yep. That's
Wednesday
right.
Adams. Yeah. I've made it to episode 5. Really, really enjoying it. I think it's done well. The way that they introduce new information kind of keeps you like episode 1. The scale is so small compared to now, like episode 5, with what and all the things going on at the academy, and it's really well done. I think it's highly recommended. Um, I'm gonna finish that this weekend. Also, Alice in Borderland, they released a season 2 trailer for that. I'm really happy. It first came out in 2021, shortly before Squid Game. It's around that time. So I watched the trailer for that. I'm really excited. Now I'm rewatching the first season to kind of refresh the memory for when season 2 comes out. I don't know what the release date is on that. Hold on. Let me consult Jamie here.
Jamie's pulling it up.
Uh Season 2 will premiere December 22nd, 2022.
Whoa.
Oh, 12
All right,
days.
there it is. Officially, it's more than a 2-year
14
gap
days.
between the 2 seasons. So, pretty big gap, but yeah. Oh, look at that. 2 weeks from now. Awesome. That'll be great. So, it comes out in 2 weeks. That'll be perfect. Then I'll have season 1 fresh in mind and ready to go. If either of you haven't seen that series yet, I highly recommend it, especially if you like Squid Game.
Absolutely. Alice in Borderland.
Alice in Borderland.
Interesting. Cool.
It's a lot more, I think, fantasy. Well, no, it's definitely a lot more fantasy than Squid Game. Squid Game is a little bit more like grounded in reality, if you will, in terms of like, by the end of Squid Game, it was still like, it was all just humans and whatnot.
Whereas
In
this is more.
Alice in Borderland, you like don't really know. Like in episode 1, they get transported into this seemingly it's like a game world, and I won't spoil too much of it. I'll let you all figure it out. But the basic premise is kind of the same as Squid Game, but it's a lot more unrealistic in the things that happen. Like the
Yeah.
scale of it is a lot bigger. It's a lot
Right.
crazier stuff going on. But the storylines and the ties are kind of the same. So yeah, highly recommend that. In the gaming world, though, I mentioned last week that I got Satisfactory on Steam sale. Well, I played it for an hour and a half and I refunded it, not because I didn't think that it was a good game. I just realized that it wasn't for me.
That's fair.
especially at this time. Maybe
least you
later I'll come
tried
back
it.
to it. Yeah, I tried it for an
I
hour and
wouldn't
a
even
half.
have tried it.
I got my $18 back, and
Give me my money back.
I still think, like, shout out to the devs. I think people will enjoy it. I'd recommend it to people, actually, but it's just not for me. Great game, not for me. But I took that $18, or I'm going to take that $18 and buy Need for Speed Unbound, because I played for about 5 hours on Sunday and it's a lot of fun. Racing game, classic Need for Speed. A little bit different than what most people think. Like, a lot of people, when they think Need for Speed, they compare the OG Most Wanted. That's like the gold
Right.
standard, I feel like, for Need for Speed games.
Yeah, like Underground 2 to Most Wanted is like the highlight.
Right, yeah, that
grade.
era.
Yeah.
And now, while I think that will always be the golden era, just because a lot of people still have their favorite games of all times from that era. Now, in 2022, objectively, Need for Speed Unbound and Need for Speed Heat actually are great arcade racing games.
Right.
Because you've got, like, good progression, you've got good money gathering systems, you've got the rep, you've got the car chases, the graphics are really good.
Well,
you
yeah.
know,
all the above.
all of the above. So that's what I'll be swooping on Steam here shortly. Been enjoying that as well. And continuing with New World and World of Warcraft. That's been my kind of just hop on, cut some trees, mine some ore, enjoy the atmosphere while I'm watching some, rewatching Alice in Borderland. Why are you playing with your flashlight, Marcus?
I have a sliver that's buried in my finger.
Oh,
Dropping.
Just
Okay.
cut it open.
I'm going to. I just am.
Do you not have tweezers?
It ain't. I need a knife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just
It's deep.
get a razor blade.
Get the toe knife.
It's really, really deep in there. It's
The toe
something
knife.
that you two know nothing about.
Yeah, because I don't get slivers, you moron.
He's not talking about slivers. He's talking about
He made an innuendo.
Oh.
Haha. And he
Anyways,
left.
I
So
know. Yeah,
feels bad.
he went to go get Pringles. That was supposed to be a mic drop.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It
Or maybe
wasn't.
something for his finger. I don't know what he's doing. But
Could
anyways,
be. He left.
oh yeah, and that's the end of your segment. So I suppose I'll chat
Pretty
about
much.
what
Well-
I've got going on.
Well, I will say really quick, before the New World thing, World of Warcraft, I highly recommend. I think it is one of the best World of Warcraft expansions, and I mean, people say that all the time, but, like, from what I've experienced between BFA, Shadowlands, and now Dragonflight, this is a significant improvement, and I enjoy the new class as well as playing my Demon Hunter. I've just been running around flying on dragons. The new flying system is awesome. And the quests and zones are great.
What would you
So-
say your level of experience in Warcraft is? Like, if 10 is like
Compared
I played
to
since
what?
beta, and a 1 is you're a noob.
And one is like, this is your first expansion. I would say, like, a 4.5 to 5.
Okay.
I'm right there where, like, I've played Mythic Plus. I've gotten up to, like, I don't know, I've run with groups. I got kind of carried, but, I think 17 or 18 was our highest level, which isn't that. I think it's like half what people normally do. It's enough to get the Mythic Plus season mastery. If you do, I think it's if you do level 15 on all the dungeons for the Mythic Plus, then you get the season mastery. So I could, with my group, go through and do that. Get kind of carried, but I mean, still at that level, everybody does need to be doing
A job.
damage and not get killed, like, to every mechanic, right? You can't just wipe. You need to run through it. So I'd say, like, 4.5 to 5, maybe a 6, somewhere in there. I'm not really, because I never play PvP. I'm not really an expert by any means. Nor do I also don't care about like stats and stuff like that. I look up on Icy Veins and they tell me what to
What's
do, and that's what I pick.
wait. What's Icy Veins?
Icy Veins is a website that just gives you like the most meta build,
Oh,
like
okay. So it's a build site.
yeah, pretty much. And there's like your standard leveling build. They offer Mythic Plus builds, raid builds, PvP builds, all that fun stuff. Icy Veins, Wowhead, all those websites. So yeah, that's because I enjoy playing the game. I don't care about
Well,
numbers.
yeah. So something you said earlier that piqued my interest is you played Need for Speed for 5 hours, right? And
Yeah.
it's a good time to ask this question. What is your ideal gaming session time?
Like
Okay,
how
hey,
much I
hey guys,
want
hey
to, or
guys,
how much
no,
reasonably.
like what is your like you sit down to play a video game, like what's your ideal time?
I want to play for at least like 4 hours.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it depends on like which type of game. If it's like a Call of Duty, probably like 45 minutes to an hour. Like past 2 hours, I'm like kind of sick of it because it's shallow, like experience wise. Maybe 3. It depends on the game. Sometimes 3 hours, but like for something like that. But like an RPG, yeah, 4 or 5 hour. I could spend a day playing. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah, I was
Stop
gonna
at
say
lunch.
like ideally I would just play video games all day, every day.
let me
Like
rephrase
I
the question.
could. I
So
very well
like
could.
it's Saturday
Yeah.
Okay.
or
I'm
like
playing all
any
day.
day, you're like, I want to play video games.
You have
Yeah.
like the
Sit
day
down.
off and no other responsibilities.
Yeah, like you just
Yeah.
like I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna play a video game.
Yeah.
What would be your ideal time to where you'd feel satisfied?
Yeah, like 4 hours.
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours, I'd be like very satisfied.
It's hard.
That's enough to where I'd be like, all right, I got my gaming for the day in.
Agreed.
I don't know because like every game time I get is in front of a camera. A, B, it's always starts at 8:30 at night. So
Right.
like I feel like I'm hitting my peak and it's 11 o'clock and I gotta go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think if you played like at like noon, which I know you can't do because family, but like you know what I mean. If you have no other obligations and start playing at noon, I think you'd feel better about it.
Well, you're like when I've done like my 12-hour streams and stuff, and I start streaming at like noon, 2 o'clock, I
Yeah.
feel fantastic hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
For me, 8 hours is easy gaming time. Like easy. It's easy to put 8 hours of gaming in a day.
If it's during the
No-
day, I agree.
No problem.
Yeah.
You're not a-
Anytime. Anytime. Wait,
Yeah,
that
you're,
is
you're
the only
built a
time.
little different.
You wake me up at 5:30 instead of to go to work. You get me up to play video games. Yo, Atrax, this game just dropped. 5:30 o'clock. Be there. I am up. I'm ready to go. We can play until 5:30 the next day. Like it is a problem how much I love video games. Like I love video
All
games.
right. Well, see, you're built different.
You're built a
Yeah.
little different than me for sure.
Yeah,
Just a
like
little.
I
Push
like,
his
but then
glasses
again, like look at when Witch Queen came out, I streamed for like 15 or 17 hours because I wanted to do the campaign.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and I loved it. But that's like few and far between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
So sorry for my little side tangent, but I had to ask.
Totally,
that's
totally
okay.
get it.
And also for me, it's not uncommon to do multiple games in a set. Like if I play for 4 hours, I'll play like CSGO for 2, and then I'll swap over to New World and cut trees or something for 2. Like
I can't do that.
I switch games all the time.
I've done that before. Usually I totally switch genres, so not one RPG
Yeah.
to the next. I actually, quick sidebar, like I moved my PS5 to the living room and I played a little bit of God of War, but like when it was one of the days that it was Tuesday, and I really just couldn't get. I did like one puzzle and then just couldn't get into it because I know, like in my head, I'm just thinking about The Witcher. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I talked about, was it last episode or 2 episodes ago? Like I need time to transition between like big lore world like RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
So then I ended up just going and playing more of The Witcher 3. But I can't like switch between RPGs like that. I don't get
I called you out on that.
satisfied, Yeah. And you said like you're
that's
not
understandable.
gonna keep playing God of War.
But your sidebar times 2 now. What do you think about playing the PlayStation on the couch?
It's way better.
What?
My controller's meant to be on the couch. I mean, I guess I'm also not as comfy in this chair. Like, I need a better seat on this chair. This chair kind of sucks.
Yep. That's
yeah,
what
you
I'm...
get a comfy chair.
Yeah,
Like,
my
it
chair, like
changes
my BS office chair at work is better than this thing. This was like the cheapest gaming chair I could find. It was like, I think
I honestly, the office chairs are where it's at. That's
Yeah.
what I have. And in retrospect, I should have done a little bit more digging on mine because like it's small. Like I want like the chair that has the big bottom.
yeah, like the
'Cause-
one I have, the extra one.
Yeah, like I feel like my legs hang over. Like there's too much. Like I want more circumference for me to sit on,
Yeah,
and in turn,
Yeah.
that's going to get more comfortable. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the chair I want that I've sat on is like $800.
yeah, that's wild.
But like I look at like, dude, but think about how much you sit. Me, I can think about myself, dude. I'm down here every night.
Yep.
Right,
You know what I
It's
mean?
worth-
So like,
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it to invest in
I-
something nice.
I mean, how my wife spends $80 on a pair of leggings. Like, the fuck can I spend 800 on a one chair?
That you're
It's gonna last
using every day.
years. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that's a 3 to 5 year investment.
But what I was gonna say, Nick, is the reason why. So for me now, I have been spoiled by having the monitor
Right there.
within 2 feet of my eyes for so long that when I play on a TV, if like I don't care if I'm playing on the 86-inch, I feel like I'm squinting to see what I'm doing.
See, I mean, if I was playing Call of Duty, I would feel that way because that I like it way better. But God of War, it's not. There's not like tiny things on screen to notice as
Yep.
bad. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Even just reading the text or whatever, like
yeah, I mean, but I have a 65-inch TV. Not to, it was cheap. It was only $400. But the
Only.
yeah, well, that's cheap for a 65-inch 4K
That is-
TV.
It is. It is.
And on Black Friday, I got an even better deal. I got a 65 that's a smart TV and 4K smart TV for $200. But so I got balling on a budget TVs. But
So
my
if you're
point-
gonna rob a house for TVs,
well, I mean, they're
don't
bolted to
pick
the
Nick's.
wall.
He's on the 3rd floor.
I was gonna say you don't want to haul
oh
those
yeah,
things
that's a good
3
point.
flights down.
I'll throw it down and you catch it, Atrax.
Okay, cool. I'm down with that.
Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, playing on
TVs,
the TV.
and
So it's
games.
a pretty big TV, anyways. So like I felt satisfied with that sense because to your point, Marcus, I usually don't like playing on the couch for that reason. It's got to be a big TV because it's otherwise you're squinting at the TV.
Yeah, for shizzle.
Yep. I'm the same way. It depends on the input. If I generally play with a controller, then I can play on a TV fine. As
Yeah.
long as I am away from the TV, like proportionally how big the screen is. So if it's like
Right.
65-inch TV, then I'm going to be like twice as far away
As
as
like a
I would be from my
40.
normal screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 3 times as far. I don't know. But I can't be like super far away or super close. It's got to match that like same square in
Yeah.
my vision.
Yeah, the same amount of your visual field.
Right.
I'm with you.
So now we can finally get over to you, Nick. Are you
No.
happy that I cut you off from from
No.
talking about yourself?
It's fine. It's the same thing.
The good old sidebars.
So I got the plague or some shit this week. Sunday, I'll back up a little bit. Sunday, I tried out for a paintball team, a Division II paintball team. And I pretty much made it. So the arrangement we came to is that, hey, their feedback was, hey, we'd love to have you on the team, but we have a lot of people that play your position already. So we don't think you'd get a lot of playing time. So would you want to play locally and then just practice with us? I said no, because I don't want to play in the local league that you're playing, because it's like 2 hours away from me instead of like the field that's 45 minutes away. So,
Right.
but I said, but I'll come to all the practices with the intention of like earning a spot. And they're like, so yeah, totally agreeable. Sounds great. I'm like, all right, cool. So essentially, I'm on like the practice squad for a Division 2 team that's going to play nationals, but I'm pretty confident that I'll get playing time and make it and go to all the nationals. So that's exciting.
Woohoo! Let's go.
It's kind of a big deal. It's
That's
quite
awesome.
it's quite the upgrade. For if you're not super familiar with paintball, like skill divisions, it's pro, semi-pro, Division 2, 3, 4, 5, beginner. So I'm right below semi-pro is the level.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. So anyways, that was Sunday. I played great at the tryout. Get home, laid on my just like flopped on my bed because I did change my clothes. It wasn't gross paintball gear. Laid on my bed and like was super exhausted, and like an hour went by. I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, crap, I gotta go shower. I shower and I'm like, ugh, I'm really exhausted. Like, and I didn't. Then I realized that like I started feeling sick, like I was coughing and stuff. And sure enough, come Monday morning, I was like, blah, 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 blah. I felt like I got hit by a bus.
Oh man,
full coughing, like green boogers, mucus, coughing up green shit, the whole thing. And didn't go to work on Monday. I just like laid around most of the day, drank orange juice and like had soup and all the stuff you do when you're sick. And like barely did. I was so like exhausted and feeling that I couldn't even play a video game on like Sunday night into Monday. I could only like watch stuff. Then Tuesday, so like Monday night, I realized I felt super cold. And I was like, why am I cold? Like the heat's on in my apartment. I turned the heat up. Then I took a shower and I was like, fuck, I'm still fucking cold. And then I took my temperature and it was 101.5. I was like,
wow.
Oh, I'm cold because I have a fever and my body's trying to make it hotter. So took the Tylenol and ibuprofen, get the fever stuff. Felt better, fell asleep, still hacking shit up. Then wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, Tuesday morning, and I'm cold in bed again. I'm like, God damn it. Take my temperature. Fever's back, baby. Then Tylenol, ibuprofen, same thing. Around noon, fever's back. But on Tuesday, I felt way better. So like,
you just got the bug.
Yeah, I have like a crazy cold. But like it's going on everywhere. My dad had the same thing. My mom had it. My sister is also sick now, but she hasn't really seen us. But a bunch of people in my office are sick. 2 people are out with COVID. Like there's flu and RSV and COVID, and like there's respiratory and like regular respiratory cold, which I think is what I have. I don't think it's the flu,
just
but
all over the place.
All over the place.
I have an opinion on it. I feel like COVID, everybody's been like, there was 2 years that everybody was locked in their house, right?
Yeah, I like wearing masks and like not exposed to shit.
Right. And then now we're year 3 and the world is getting back to normal. Like,
yeah,
I would say like 3% of the population are actually wearing masks, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, my office is because half the people are sick. Like,
well, but that's different. If you're sick,
agreed.
Like, if you're sick and you're going out in public and you throw on a mask, like that's like, dude, thank you, because you're getting like I had a customer cancel with me. Oh, I talked about it last week.
Yeah,
because her husband and her kid got the flu, and like, you don't want my kids getting the flu. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's respect. But my point is now like year 3 and on, people are more active, and now everybody is out and about. Like, even if you were the most cautious COVID person,
right,
you're out and about now. So everybody is being exposed to everybody. It's like everybody's body is being trained to germs. And this year is this is one of the casualties of everybody just getting sick because everybody's exposed. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It's just our bodies are being reacclimated to.
Yeah. And everybody's getting sick. It's like normalizing to.
Yes, that's the word.
What like a normal exposure amount would be.
Yes.
That everybody's like getting sick of it. So that's me. So most of Tuesday I felt better, except for like the fever kept coming, and then by the afternoon that was the last time I had a fever. So went to work on Wednesday and stuff, but the only thing I still have, which you can hear, is like I've got my nasal passage is producing a ridiculously large amount of mucus, and that's in my lungs too. So you can hear that. So that's what I got going on. But so on Tuesday, once I started feeling a little bit better, I played like God of War for like 20 minutes and realized I didn't really want to play. Like I just talked about, I played The Witcher 3 for a little bit as well. I was doing some of the fighting quests. So like the fist fighting quest, I should say, where like you go around and like fist fight the best people in each region. And I fist fought the best people in Skellige. And then fist fought like with the last person in Skellige was a bear. It wasn't even a human. I had to fist fight a bear. And then then I had to fight the champion of all champions from each region. And it was actually a cave troll that I had to fist fight, and I won. So now I am the champion of champions, Geralt of Rivia. The last thing I want to do for side quests before I just do the main quest stuff is the horse races in Skellige, and then I'm just recruiting people to help defend Kaer Morhen, which is exciting. I also played like probably what day was that? Was that I think yesterday I played Call of Duty. I took some cold meds, some dextromethorphan, which is a cough suppressant. It's the ingredient in NyQuil that in Robitussin that makes you feel like all wavy. And then some Benadryl because antihistamines will dry up that mucus production. So I was hoping to lessen that when I went to bed. Took 2 Benadryl and one of the cough medicines and started playing Call of Duty. And like a half hour later, I was like, I can't even keep my eyes open. So I just went to bed. But
what I was going to say, Nick, is whenever I'm sick, the last thing I can do is concentrate on a video game.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I was pretty Monday. That was totally out of the question. Tuesday, I was pretty okay for short bursts. And then, once I took the cold meds last night, I was like, as soon as they started kicking in, I was like, I can't do anything. I'm going to bed. It was like 9:30. I've also on Monday, like Sunday night into Monday, because I wasn't really like able to watch stuff. I was watching Vikings. So I've heard that's a really good show. And there's like 6 seasons of it and like a spin-off show like Vikings Ragnarok or something. So I was trying to get into it and it's like good, not great, like it's the action's
just average.
It's average. Like it's like a little better than average. Like the acting's kind of cool. The violence is kind of cool, but not great. You know what I mean? Like nothing is like amazing, but it's all like pretty good. So
when
it's like
did it come out?
The first season was like a while ago, like 2013 or 14 or something like that.
So it just maybe it just hasn't aged very well.
No, because the production value is good. It's just not like a complicated show,
Gotcha.
Like it's not like richly in depth. I don't know. Like a Peaky Blinders or like, I mean, it's hard to compare to like House of the Dragon because it's such a giant production. But like, you get what I'm trying to say. It's not. It's just like the writing is not as like rich.
Yeah,
but
it's more simple.
Yeah, it's good, but it's just not great. So I finished all of season 1, and then I got into a little bit of season 2. So I think I'll keep watching a little bit, but I want to find a different show to watch as the cold months start approaching. But that's basically it for my week. It's been a lot of me being sick. But Marcus, is there a Destiny 2 something happening soon?
Yeah, so tomorrow night I like I said, the new season has come out. I forget the name of the dungeon. I'm an idiot. Because of course I didn't
write it down.
And so the new dungeon is getting released tomorrow. I'm hoping that I can do it tomorrow night. I really want to, but I'm also going to be on the Guardian Downcast tomorrow. Plus we have our AIE's officer meeting late in tomorrow night. So it's going to be a long goddamn night tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll get to do the dungeon or not tomorrow, which kind of sucks because I really want to do it. Something that is coming in the game that I am excited for is there's going to be a new exotic quest coming December 20th, and you're going to have to do this mission, do this next thing, and it's going to be a good mission to earn a gun, because I believe it or not, I like that. I like when something is not, it's a linear path, but it's not just one thing to get the thing. There's steps that you have to do. I like that because it just keeps you engaged in the game, Yeah,
I understand.
So I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that this season really like keeps me highly motivated to play. But SWTOR announced that next week, December 13th, they're finally releasing their game update 7.2, which they're taking out the ranked PvP. They're merging the PvPs together, 2 separate queues, but all quote unquote unranked. But there's going to be like a seasonal track, kind of like everybody else's season pass. They already have their own season pass, but there's going to be a PvP season pass. And we've talked about this before, but they're basically changing the way PvP is played in the game. Something else, I think we had Lightning on the show, Strubs on the show, when I said that they're making PvP free to play.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of that. And not because it's going to, well, I'm not a fan of it for different reasons than everybody else. I'm not a fan of it because there's still if you want to raid in SWTOR, you still got to pay the sub.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now PvP is open to everybody. Like, you should make operations free for everybody, raiding open to everybody to play as well. You know what I mean? You've already gate capped PvP, operations or raiding at max level. So whoever's playing the game, even if they're free to play, they have to reach level 80 in order to be able to do the operation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, they have subbed at some point to be able to get to level 80, even if it's one time, but it should be free after that. There should be no charge, because I feel like there's 2 sides to SWTOR, because you can't call the story side of SWTOR content because you only have the original story and all the stuff. But like, the game updates now aren't enough to be a story player's dream game.
Right. Like, you're not getting enough new content to be like, oh, I'm revisiting this now, and with this update, I'm going to have a new thing to play.
Like, you're going to get an hour of story content, maybe an hour and a half, and that's it.
Right.
All you're going to have is the end game stuff to do, or replay the same content you've done over and over and over again.
Right.
So for me, I feel like if they made operations free once you're max level and PvP's free to play, actually, I think the game gets healthier, and they just put more focus on the cartel market.
That makes sense.
Because everybody loves being a space Barbie.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean? And the other thing is, I believe that you should be able to spend in-game credits on cartel market items, some of them.
Yeah.
And that would deplete some of the credits that are just floating out in the game. It might help fix the economy. But again, I'm no game dev, so I can't answer that. I was really looking forward to Kitty being here to be able to talk about this stuff, because he plays it so much, and I just wanted to get his take on a few of these action items. So the next time he comes on and we don't have technical issues, we'll get him.
But hey, I have. Oh, go ahead.
I will say, I'm not ready to talk about it just yet. I will probably right after Christmas, but I have a pretty big life-changing event happening to me at the end of the month. There's going to be some drastic changes. So due to these changes, my stream schedule in 2023 will be changing for 100% certainty. I probably will be taking a day off. It'll probably go down to 2 days. Like, there's going to be some drastic changes for my live streaming capabilities coming soon. But at the same time, I feel like I may be taking a little step back from streaming, but I'm going to take a step up in the podcast and really try to step up our guests this year and get some really cool, not that all of our guests aren't cool, but I would like to get some devs and some voice actors on the game again, and talk to different people, get other podcasters on the show, just get really involved like we did before I was out of control busy.
Right.
And in 2023, my goal is to miss 5 episodes of the podcast so you two motherfuckers can record it.
5?
5. That's
Do we
my goal.
each get 5?
No, you can't miss any. You got 5 years, bro, to catch up.
That's
You're
true.
You're like,
Marcus and I have 5 years worth of PTO saved up here.
No, it's
You're the
not,
new guy.
It's not rolling.
yeah.
It's not rolling.
Sure is.
You can only save 2 episodes per year.
But
Well, that's what I've
I
saved for 5
rewrote
years.
the contract.
Nick-
first
Nick has
thing
missed-
I did.
Nick has
I
missed
rewrote it.
plenty over the years. I think I've
Yeah.
missed 2 out of 5 years.
I probably miss
Michael.
a consistent 2 to 3 a year. Maybe 2.
You missed at least 10 this year.
Not this year.
So see,
Yeah,
Nick was
NXL,
smart.
how
He
many
used
NXL
them up.
that's true.
Okay. How many XL events did you go to?
I forgot. 5 NXL events.
All right. So then plus there was
4,
other
4.
stuff.
4.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
plus I
Florida,
was like sick or something.
yeah,
and
sick and I'm fighting with my girlfriend. I got
I've never missed a show for that. I've missed stream for that, but
I wish I could take a picture of Atrax's face so you could see him. Anyways, my point is, my goal is to miss
and also
5.
I've not missed this. I've never missed for fighting. I missed because I was actively breaking up with her in 2 occasions. So that was stream, not the show. But I
Twice.
digress.
Anyways, my point is this year's going to be a year of change for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to tell everybody about it. Is there any AIE news, Nick?
Well, I mean, there's always one thing. Do you like Star Wars: The Old Republic?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Destiny 2?
Yes.
No.
Do you like World of Warcraft? Either of you?
Oh yeah,
How about Guild Wars 2?
Yes.
absolutely.
Lord of the Rings Online, Final Fantasy 14. Well, if you like any of those games, then AIE is the place for you. We have a guild calendar with lots of those games and many, many more, where each game has a weekly fun night, also known as mandatory fun night, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. All are welcome. Everyone gets together and has a grand old time in all of those games, plus many more. And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Get our Discord information in the top right-hand corner of the website. It's the big purple button. Ask for a guild invite in the Discord, and whether or not you play Star Wars: The Old Republic, Destiny 2, World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings Online, Final Fantasy 14, Pokemon, whatever it is you play, so do we, and we would love to have you. And with that, I gotta pee, so we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we were going to have Kitty on to talk about all of the things happening in Star Wars: The Old Republic and lots of other things, but Kitty could not make it because of some technical difficulties between his computer and our recording software. So join us next week for Stone Dog Gaming, and we'll see you soon.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.